Welcome back to my Let's Play of the LDC number 24 contest lows. And today I'm just going to be showing off my solutions to the Route 1 contest lows. So I pretty much resolved every back route patch level, and the update phase has closed a couple of days ago. And so unfortunately no more updates can be made to any levels. But yes, I'm just going to go through the levels one last time and show off my solutions to them in the most current version. So I'm going to be starting with Route 1. Route 2, and Route 3. And the only levels that I'll be excluding are my own levels. For my solutions to those levels, you can view one of my YouTube videos that's already been up for quite some time now. I think it is Route 3 part 4 or 5. I don't remember how many parts there are, but it's currently the last Route 3 video. So, where I pretty much saw one final Route 3 low, and then I went through the intended solutions for my own contest lows, with the exception of my Route 3, because that one is open-ended, so I don't have a specific intended solution for it. But for my Route 1 and Route 2, I do have intended solutions for them. So again, if you want to see the solutions to my lows, then I would direct you to that video instead. Yeah, the final the final video of the Route 3 ones. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the Let's Play. Not really a Let's Play, since I'm not playing the lows, but rather just showing my solutions. So first up, we have Route 1-1, which is Lemmings in the Rave. This is Armani's Route 1. So yes, this was one of the lows that I had to resolve. Oh no, not that one. Okay, and I want the second one. Okay, pretty nice low here. So we have a 99 release rate. So with the final limb, we're gonna go ahead and block here, right where the steel is. But at the same time, he's also still standing on destructible terrain. And then right here, we're gonna go and build one bridge to the left so that we can catch the blocker later when he gets released. And then I make the first lemming in the crowd a climber. He's gonna go over here, and then right here is where we're gonna use the laserer to release the blocker, like that. So he gets released, but at the same time, he's still able to keep going to the right, so he doesn't keep like falling into the water. That's pretty much the thing about making the laser angled instead of vertically straight, like it is in Lemmings 2. I think the reason it became angled was just the community decided that it should be angled instead of vertically straight. You know, make it distinct from the Lemmings 2 skill. So yes. So the blocker that got released, he's going to build the bridge to the right so that he can go over the top here. As we don't want to send the climber over the top, as this is quite dangerous for a climber. So instead, the climber will be down here, and he'll climb up here and dig down the one-way wall to release the crowd here. So yes, now the crowd can keep going, and they'll be contained in this pit here. And then since this guy is not a climber, we don't need to spend a builder to turn him around. So here, we're just going to go ahead and mine. So he's going to go through, and then he's going to bounce off the one-way field and go the other way. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and build up to get up here. And then finally, all that's left to do is to bash to get to the exit. And that's a very, very nice level here. I really like this one. Yeah, now that's properly patched up after a couple of versions. Alrighty, next one is Route 1-2, Starstruck. And this is by Icho. This has now been I believe let me see, when did I start pre-testing for Icho? I think it was contest number 21. So 22, 23, 24. So 4 contests now. Yeah, and I've quite honored that he has chosen me to pre-test, yeah, for all those past contests. And I will continue to do so for him as long as I'm able to. And currently, I am still able to, despite my very busy schedule, working a job and all. But in any case, yes, like I said, this is Icho's low, and therefore one of the lows that I pre-tested for this contest. So there it is. Alrighty, so this was a low that I found to be pretty difficult, and in the initial version, before the playing phase started, yeah, there were some struggles that I had at the beginning here with containing the crowd and everything. And at some point, Icho decided to lower the release rate to 45 instead of the current 50, as you see here. But then after I resolved that version, I said to Icho, okay, the 45 release rate definitely opened up some back routes here, so let's go ahead and restore it back to the 50 as you originally intended. And so it has remained that sense. But anyway, as a matter of fact, yeah, this current version of the Icho's Route 1 level. This is not the most recent version that I was able to solve before the playing phase started, because Icho ended up updating the level one more time, yeah, after the playing phase started, because Armani found a pretty efficient solution in one part of the level, and therefore Icho decided to use that part and update the level. And as a result, one basher was taken away, and also the save requirement was upped by 1, so from 34 to 35. So anyway, first up we have a follower bomb to make a hole. Next one becomes a slider so that you can get into it and start building to bridge off this gap to the wall. And then next one becomes a slider. Then we're gonna go ahead and bash to the left. Next one becomes a slider as well, and the next one as well. Then I go ahead and start digging here, and then I dig with the other lemming as well. And then yes, this becomes a slider. That's the last of our slider. So, oh yes, and at this time I go ahead and send up a climber from this pit here. Yeah, one of the sliders has a climber. And then we go ahead and stretch out this bridge. Yeah, we will need to finish this now because we have no more sliders to act as delays. Yes, and then I use a very fiddly and messy trick here. So, while there's a 1 pixel gap here, yeah, I start bashing with the other lemming that came out of this pit. Yes, and in the process, the builder puts that remaining brick so as to keep the basher going. So, as a result, yeah, I am able to use this first non-slider to dig to contain the other non-sliders. The basher gets stopped by the one-way arrows, and so as a result, he goes back out to the left. But there's this tiny hole here, yeah, as a result of me bashing very early before the gap was closed. And so, therefore, I don't need to spend another skill to have the sliders go out. So yes, at this point the pit is deep enough so that nobody can go out or spill out to the left. So then I go ahead and interrupt the digger with a basher. So everyone else will be contained in this pit. Well, at least the non-sliders. Yeah, the sliders will continue to be stuck in here until I release them with climbers. So at this time I go ahead and send out another climber. Yeah, from the pit. Oh, and what else did I do here? I didn't do anything else, did I? No, so another climber, and then bash. Okay, start building, of course. And this was basically timed in such a way so that, yeah, as the builder is still in his laying brick animation, we block at the very end so that this builder turns as far out to the left as he can. Yeah, this will prove to be very important. Yeah, and it has to be exactly this way, because otherwise there's one part that we cannot do later on, as I will point out when we get to that. Okay, and then here I bomb in such a way so that I can do this later as well. So at this time I go ahead and send out another climber from the pit here, from the slider pit, that is. Okay, and then I go ahead and bash when we're as high as possible. So in this way I am able to send out a climber from this pit later, and then I go ahead and bomb this blocker. So you see here, yeah, these two parts of the builder staircase are off by a pixel. However, yeah, it is possible to build in such a way so that we patch up the builder staircase again. Yeah, and the builder keeps on going. He does not hit his head and stop. Okay, and then at this time I go ahead and send out a non-climber, or rather a non-slider from this pit. Okay, so that the following happens. So the slider will be slowed, yeah, because of the way the slider speed is. So at this time, I go ahead and give the non-slider the bomber, so that it makes this hole that the slider can get into. And at this time, I go ahead and release the remaining sliders for the pit with climbers. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and build. Okay, he turns around. Yeah, and then I'll just have him keep going to the right. Okay, same thing with the next one. Then the other one will just simply bash through the one-way wall. Okay, after sliding for a bit, we go ahead and bomb, so that we make this hole that the other slider can get into. Okay, and then finally build to the exit. Okay, in the meantime, the other climber that's going back out to the left, I go ahead and release the crowd now with Basher. Yeah, and this is enough terrain to keep the Basher going. So I pretty much bash as soon as he's able to get on back on terrain here. Okay, and that's already it. So needless to say, my solution is a complete mess here. Yeah, so all this timing heavy stuff that I did, not necessary at all. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that it was, that I made it far more complicated than I needed to. Yeah, the solution actually has a much cleaner way to do it. But if you want a clean solution to this, just watch Icho's solution. Yeah, to this level. Yeah, I think it is part 6, if I remember correctly. But anyway, yeah, quite a nice level, but it's also a pretty difficult one. In particular, the beginning part is quite difficult, and also how to get the lemming to bridge the gaps. Because it's quite obvious where the builders go, but how to do so is pretty difficult. And if you ran the Rule 1 criteria, it's basically build a low with just one new Lemic skill. And of course, as you have seen in that level just now, his choice of a new Lemic skill was the slider. Yeah, one of the new skills that made it into the stable version of Neo Lemics, along with the laser, earlier this year. Anyway, Rule 1-3. Although it shows Sprudo Squires. So this is by King Shadow 3. This was another level that I needed to resolve as well. So yeah, we want the second replay, I think. So yes, here we have 3 entrances. Yeah, first lemming out this entrance will build. Yeah, another messy solution, I think, also resulted for me. So next one will slip by and become a digger. The first lemming out of this entrance that goes back to the left will mine, and it was pretty much in this specific location. Yeah, I tried other mining locations and I pretty much couldn't get it to work. So yes, once the digger gets low enough, then I block with him so that we can turn the miner around. Okay, another pretty timing heavy part here. So right here, block, and then there's another lemming that's currently behind the blocker. But fortunately, the miner has already turned due to the blocker field. And so with the lemming behind the blocker, I go ahead and dig so that we can release the blocker. And then I go ahead and give him a shimmier, the digger. Okay, so everyone would be contained in this pit. They would not follow the miner. And then this is a pretty precise assignment here. But we're gonna go ahead and dig here. Mine. So that we can get the lemmings to the exit. Okay, and then here, with final lemming put in this entrance, I go ahead and dig. Okay, and I also gave him a climber just to act as more of a delay. Yeah. I guess technically. Oh no, it is necessary. No, it's absolutely necessary that I give him the climber. Yeah, because this will only allow the final lemming from this entrance to slip on by after the blocker is released. So yes, here we pretty much rely on the checkerboard mechanic here. Yeah, the miner makes this tiny hole here where the miner doesn't get interrupted, but he makes the hole so that everyone coming from the left can fall out and go to the exit. Okay, and then of course build over the water gap here. And the builder finishes just in time before the lemming arrives and drowns. And then finally, all that's left to do is to mine this crowd out, and that's it. Yeah, this digger will get interrupted thanks to the miner. So, I thought this one was a pretty difficult one. It definitely took me quite some time to work out this part. So, it's pretty much more or less the exact same solution I used, except for the timing part and the very pixel-precise miner assignment I did here. And also, just the way I placed the digger here, although I think for seeing Icho's solution, he actually didn't make the timing as tight as I did here. Yeah, I guess it was just simply as a result of how I placed the first builder. I think that's the reason why it ended up more precise than it needed to. But anyway, yes, that's the solution. And King Shadow 3 hasn't quite commented on my solution here yet, if it's acceptable and stuff. But in any case, yeah, that climber, I pretty much only used it as a delay. So Most likely, just more complicated than it needed to be. But well, I think it should be okay now here. Okay, Route 1-4, and now the incredible shimmier. So this is by the Tomato Watcher. Uh, no patch was needed here, so my solution is already the intended one. But in any case, yeah, I want to show out the solution again, just because I like having the solutions to all the lows in one video. Yeah, or at least all the lows in the rule set, yeah, in the same video. So we go ahead and block here, and then block on, and let two lemons go on by. They will both become shimmiers. Yeah, so they go all the way across here. One will keep going to the left. Yeah, so one will bash. The other one will turn around and bridge this long gap here, or rather big gap. Yeah, then we build over the water gap here with two builders. Yeah, here stretching appears to be absolutely necessary here. And then we're going to go ahead and build to the left here. Here are the worker. That takes another two builders. And this one takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 builders. Okay, so he hits the steel block and turns around. Okay, this guy will shimmy across so that he can build over this gap. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and bomb here so that we can make a safe fall for the crowd. Because right now it's pretty much off by single pixel, I think. But after bombing here, yeah, then it lowers it just enough so to make it a survivable fall. Okay, and then we go ahead and bash to get to the exit. And then finally, all there's left to do is to bomb the left blocker, and that's it. So very, very nice low here. Yeah, and especially since the circus tile set happens to be one of my favorites from Lemmings 2. Okay, and I believe that's it. Yeah, because this one is my low, but again, if you want to see the solution to this low, I urge you to watch the final video on Route 3. So, with the completion of the Route 1 levels, yes, I think I'm going to go ahead and make a cut here, and instead, for the other rule sets, I'm simply just going to record a separate video for them. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.